Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Fightful Wrestling Weekly, brought to you by the folks over at Fightful.com. Tim, I want to thank you for dragging yourself away from God of War for the first time in, like, at least 42 hours and coming to do our regularly scheduled program.
I did the podcast last night, uploaded, I don't know, 5 videos today, if that, if not more.
Yeah, so there you go. And so we're going to go ahead and kick off this week's Fightful Wrestling Weekly similar to how we did last week with talking about the Raw and Smackdown scripts. Let's see what Sean had to write.
All right, so Sean wrote, Ronda Rousey was omitted from this week's WWE Raw script rundown despite appearing at the end. There was really no reason to include her as it was the end of the show. Notes from the SmackDown show script call for specific reads for the greatest Royal Rumble pitches, segues to videos, and more. Usually bullet points are given on the rundowns, but the SmackDown listed specific word-for-word dialogue that was to be read. For those that asked, things as quick as the Make-A-Wish child being at ringside are included in the scripts. This wasn't the case for Raw. And I've noticed that we don't see that on Raw. Oh, so-and-so is, well, no. Let me take that back. The Make-A-Wish stuff I have seen for Raw, but what I don't see on Raw that we do see sometimes on SmackDown is when they go, oh, and this family got their seats upgraded by Little Caesars. They don't do that on Raw, but I've seen them do that a couple times recently on SmackDown.
Really?
Yeah. Usually you got Tom Phillips. Usually got Tom Phillips, because you see it all the time in house shows that they put somebody in the crowd and it's like sponsored by Little Caesars, a seat upgrade. But they've been pushing it. I guess it's just Little Caesars wanted to sponsor something on television. Little
Caesars is a good pizza.
Yeah, I
don't care what anyone says. For $5, that's the best damn pizza you're gonna get for $5. Don't tell me no Costco pizza. That's not real pizza.
Hey, Walmart's got it hot and ready. They're $5 now. They're actually pretty good. Anyways,
that's weird though, because mine doesn't. But let's keep talking wrestling. Let's talk about those scripts, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like Sean said, it was okay to not put Ronda in there because it was the last thing they did on Raw. Anyways, all that you really needed to know, the only people that really needed to know was Natty, Ronda, and Mickey.
Yeah, and Mickey sold the hell out of that armbar.
Yes, I'm very excited to see what her and Ronda can do going forward. I think, they do the Natty. I think they're going to do the Natty feud, drag it out till maybe SummerSlam. So you have, Mickey in there as the stopgap.
Yeah, and back when Ronda was done with that Mania match and we kind of didn't know where she was going to go, I said the perfect first feud for her was going to be Shayna Baszler. What I thought was going to happen was Shayna wouldn't win at TakeOver. She'd just get shot up to the main roster, and she would work with Ronda because you have those two similar styles in the MMA background. But I really like this route of using Mickey and Natty, two veterans, two people that are very, very good in the ring, to kind of train Ronda in her first feud. So I think this is really, really good, and I'm genuinely excited for it. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Right, and also where he said that they did the whole pitches and stuff to promote the Greatest Royal Rumble on Raw and SmackDown and stuff. I saw a lot of people that were upset that they played one of these during the women's main event on Raw, that they cut away from the women's match to pitch a show where women are not allowed.
That's a different time, different topic, different time. Yep. But isn't Ronda, going back to the Ronda thing, isn't she scheduled to do some of the, is it Paris? No.
Oh, yeah, she will be on the Paris show
the UK.
And 3 others.
Oh, so it is Paris.
Yes, she's on the European tour in May.
This tour is massive, and WWE is going on a giant tour.
Well, they always go on a big European tour right after Mania, but with the Greatest Royal Rumble stuff, they pushed it back a couple weeks than normal.
And I'm pretty sure Sean Ross Sapp wrote some stuff about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have it listed at your computer. We knew that we were going to talk about this. I don't know why I'm saying I'm pretty sure, like I'm guessing.
Anyways,
we know
I got this. So Sean wrote in this week's Fightful Wrestling Weekly about the WWE touring schedule. I posted a tweet this week about the unique WWE touring schedule over the course of 3 weeks, which will result in 6 overseas flights for many in the talent on the roster. For many of the talent on the roster.
I complained about a 6-hour flight to Florida once. I couldn't imagine doing that many flights in that little time. I would get no sleep.
Well, that was like The Rock recently promoting Rampage. He went from L.A. to Shanghai to London and then back to the States in one weekend, like Friday to Monday.
Yeah, how about I don't do that and I just stay home in California?
He said when I asked wrestlers who were slated for the half-dozen trips, how they felt about the scheduling. They said the Saudi Arabia threw a wrench into things as the deal came together pretty quickly and was right between the South Africa and European tour. In all, some will wrestle on 4 countries in under 3 weeks. One backstage worker said that the trip could have been planned much better and would accept major changes moving forward, especially if WWE has more time to plan their Saudi Arabia show. He said that I also noted that the women within WWE I've spoken to this week seem rather excited to have the weekend off. The conversations about their omission from the Greatest Royal Rumble weren't very long, but it seemed like they will be taken care of for not being on the shows and get to work the rest of the month.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I'm very, very glad that even though the women aren't going to that Saudi Arabia event, they are still getting paid as such. They're still they're being acknowledged, not saying, hey, we don't want you there. It's like, hey, we kind of ran into a rock and a hard place, but we're still going to make sure you guys are helped out as well. And another thing that I love is I love when WWE does these tours. Yes, it is a little hard to watch because time differences, but putting all of that aside, really branching out and doing these sorts of things, I love, because you get those different reactions from different crowds. I mean, we saw the reaction when AJ beat Jinder for that WWE title in the UK. That crowd was going ballistic for it, and it was great. So I think having that, always making sure you're going down and showing love to these people, being like, hey, we know that we're an American company, but we have not forgotten about you guys. We are, world wrestling entertainment, worldwide wrestling entertainment. I love it to death. It is my favorite.
And like Triple H said during the Business Summit WrestleMania weekend, where they finally just put the video out of that little conference or whatever you want to call it. He said that global localization. They're not just a United States company. They're a global company. And with NXT, he's really going to use NXT to build the company globally to get superstars from all over. And I'm hearing that with this global, I guess you can say, what's the word I'm looking for, expansion, Saudi Arabia may want their own performance center.
Oh, absolutely. And I hope they get it. I hope there's a performance center in every major country.
I know they've talked about putting one
maybe
in the
not
UK.
Every major country, because that'd be hard, but at least in most major countries there should be a performance
center. I know they've also
center.
talked about opening up some sort of a performance center type thing in the UK as well.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that stuff's great. That stuff's great.
Yeah.
This is living proof that WWE is not just big sweaty men. They are global. They want people from all over and bringing these people in, and I love it to death. This is awesome. Think of a lot of your favorite wrestlers today. You ask, a pretty average view of wrestling, there's probably a UK guy. There's probably a guy from Mexico. There's probably a guy from Germany, from Canada. One of my favorite wrestlers is from where's Aleister Black from? Deutschland,
something like that.
Yeah,
Netherlands or somewhere in that area.
Amsterdam, Holland. That's
there you go. There you go.
So you've got all over the world. You have these, and it brings not only brings dreams for people, but it brings fans. It brings people that are like that either think, man, this wrestling thing's cool. I see it on YouTube all the time, or I get to watch wrestling on TV whenever I get the chance. You can really bring in these new audiences. I remember being a kid looking at wrestling for the first time and falling in love with it. And I, 10, 15 years later, looking at myself, I still love wrestling the same. I still get the same reactions if I hear a certain theme song or I see a certain move done. So I know for a fact that, expanding out is going to do more than just get new wrestlers and get, a lot more money. They're going to get more fans. They're going to get a lot more dedicated young kids, young adults, old people. It's going to branch out. They are a worldwide company. This is awesome. I'm super excited to see where they go with it.
I just hope they get some time off after this European tour, at least a weekend.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
It would be. So
would be nice.
We'll see.
So with that, we are going to send you over to 2 very awesome clips, one from the List and Your Boy, and one an interview Sean Ross Sapp did with Gangrel. Enjoy, guys.
Now, there has been some controversy over the fact that women can't participate on the show. And Triple H, I got to give that guy. I have so much respect for Triple H, man, and for the things that he's taken on. He's been in Saudi Arabia all week. He even missed Bruno Sammartino's funeral. because he's been in Saudi Arabia all week, and did local media, and he's basically taken every question that's being thrown at him. And so, of course, he was asked about the fact that women aren't participating, and he tried to answer it to the best of his ability. Different cultures, we have to respect them, blah, 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 blah. My question is, and I know Hunter can't say this, but my question is, how can anybody not agree with WWE as a corporate entertainment entity when someone's going to throw them 8 figures worth of money to do one show?
I think if people are more worried about the fact that women can't compete on this show as opposed to the other social and political issues in that country in general, that's your problem?
Right.
Why not the other stuff, man?
Like the single men tickets.
Yeah, and gays have it real bad there. Yeah. I mean, real bad there, man. It's tough. There was this... Did you see the Reddit open letter that was posted and later deleted because it was accused of being propaganda?
No.
Okay, let me see if I can find it really, really quickly. A person.
Do you remember when a gentleman tweeted me, and he was from the Middle East? What was that about again? I can't remember what that was about.
Well, Sorry, I've had a lot of that over the last several months. Yeah. But this person posted a thing on Reddit, and it says, quote, "First of all, I want to let you know I'm not writing this to be hostile at all. I just want to clarify some things. I know some of you think that the greatest Royal Rumble is propaganda and is only being held in my country, Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi royal family wants to sell a view of modernization in Saudi Arabia. However, the country is changing. The culture is changing a lot, and in the last 2 years, it's all because of our young prince who wants to give the wheel to a younger generation to shape our society the way they want, which I believe we've needed since forever. 2 years ago, we had no form of public entertainment at all. We had no concerts, movie theaters, Comic-Con, entertainment events of any kind, no wrestling shows that are advertised publicly because of our country's reputation. Now we have all of those. Saudi Arabia consists of more than 30 million people. 70% are under the age of 30. You know what? I guarantee you most of those Saudis are more or less open-minded and want to be normal compared to the old generation. Regarding women's rights, you might not know, but Saudi Arabia is pushing for women's rights the last 2 years and has been supporting the role of women publicly." They went on to talk about some of the issues around that gays face. However, I'm paraphrasing, but it's up on my Twitter, and since then it has been flagged essentially as propaganda on Reddit Squared Circle.
By who? How?
That's Reddit Squared Circle. But I mean, Saudi Arabia is a dictatorship, and I think I had people saying if they wanted to change it, they could immediately. And I was like, well, I think they were meaning more of the young people in Saudi Arabia wanted these changes than the people in charge themselves. This was a major investment by Saudi Arabia in an effort to get entertainment in their country.
So let me ask you this question, because this is the only question that I haven't heard an answer to, although I can kind of come up with an answer. Why did they allow women to compete on the last WWE event there, but not this one? Is it because it's televised?
When did that happen?
Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks.
I don't think that wasn't in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, that wasn't Saudi Arabia?
No.
Where was that?
I think that was United Arab Emirates, maybe.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Saudi Arabia. All right.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Also, I mean, I'm like, guys, when's the last time New Japan had any women wrestling for them? Go bitch at them. But their country isn't. They don't even prohibit it. They just don't do it.
Yeah, to me, again, it's a business decision, and any CEO in a similar situation would take that deal.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a 0% chance.
I can't wait to hear their quarterly conference call.
Yeah, I want to know the number.
I do, too. Know. Somebody's going to ask on that call.
Yeah, I want to know. Damn it, we need to buy one share. I think it was Brandon Howard that was saying, let's buy one share and we'll go to the next thing, because I think he's Buffalo. It's not that far. We should definitely get one share and go.
I mean, we own part of Era Lucha, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. I forgot to put it on the intro, Sean. We are minority investors in Era Lucha. Burning. And I haven't got my mask yet, Jason Brown. Where the hell's my mask and my T-shirt? I have to wear I'm loving it shirt instead, because I don't have my Era Lucha one. So come on, bud.
I think you made the right call for wardrobe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you had a run with WWF in 1994 too. I know you worked as the Black Phantom. What happened there with that? Because I know that you worked a lot of dates for them back then.
Yeah, no, they flew me into like all the TVs, and I did a lot of house shows. I was never under a contract. They were always telling me, to lose weight, grow my hair in. I had fangs bonded in permanently. They were like, you got to get rid of the fangs.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I lost the weight, grew the hair in, and then got rid of the fangs, and then didn't give me a contract in '98. And they say, hey, can you do the vampire thing? And we're gonna put a shirt on. We're gonna put a shirt on you. Can you cut your hair? Like, I did everything they wanted except for cut the hair. I said, no, man. You had me grow the hair back in. I kind of like it in now, leaving the hair alone.
I'm sure you have to talk. I'm sure you have to talk about this one all the time, but you have the iconic entrance. I mean, who first pitched that idea? When did you first hear about it?
Well, they came to me on a Friday night, Vince Russo, and said, hey, can you still do the vampire thing? And it debuted on a Sunday Night Heat. So,
wow.
So basically, it was a weekend thing. He pretty much came up with the entrance. He was a big Kiss fan, and I like Kiss. So, he came up the elevator and the fire, and I came up with, Gene Simmons guitar solo where the blood comes out. I said, well, I'll just take a challenge and I'll spray blood up. So I'll play a tribute like that, But most of that was like Vince Russo, and the music was what's his name, Jim Johnson, right? So he came up with that. I heard him talking about it and all, but I'm still not so sure they didn't rip off the Toadies or Possum Kingdom with that. But
yeah,
but the music's great, and now there's such controversy around the name that it's so hard. But I just recently, in the last couple of months since I opened the school, I've actually acquired the federal trademark for Gangrel and all the licensings and stuff like that. So I've been able to come out with hot sauces and coming out with an energy drink and some other products pretty soon. So it's funny how everything spins around, man. But I've just been very blessed. I just everything's falling into place, and I'm just a very blessed guy.